Here we have the current stock market outlook for Tesla Incorporated, stock ticker TSLA. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, the stock is really taking off quite sharply. This prior high that we were watching at 235 has now easily been overcome, and we will need to revise some of the price levels that are being shown on this chart. So specifically what we're looking at here is a new high coming in at 269.49. And this does then obviously overcome this prior resistance level, which was seen at 264.86. So this has been a very substantial movement here to the top side. And this does show that these prior levels that we were watching really did catch the dead bottom of this price move lower. So, specifically what we were looking at here was the price decline that occurred after the robotaxi event. This sent share prices gapping lower, as we can see here if we sort of move in here. We can see that there's a very significant price gap here, and this really did open up potential for an upside price movement, simply based on the fact that the stock was finding support right around the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement zone when we're looking at this price movement here. That would be 182 to 264. Share prices did fall right into this 61.8% retracement. We did see, share prices kind of hover around this 200 period exponential moving average as well. That would be this blue line here, sort of hovering here in a bit of a sideways fashion. And then we were looking at taking the long side here. And this did really turn out to be the exact bottom. I mean, the true bottom was 212.11, which is about $1.40 from that original entry point. So share prices have now taken off here, and we have broken through this resistance zone at just below 265. So, if we sort of move out here a bit, we can start to see, to get a better picture of where this stock might be going next. One factor that definitely needs to be considered is that this is really earnings season at this point, and we're going to be seeing a series of important earnings releases from the technology space. So, undeniably, this is a strong move higher. I mean, we've broken through some important resistance levels, and then in addition to that, we can see that the stock has, clearly broken through, this prior downtrend in share price momentum that was in place previously. As that occurred, we started to see the development of a new positive trend here. It's a bit flat here, this trend line, but it is definitely there. And a trend line like this is very difficult to break. So what this really tells us is that, there could be some underlying momentum here in the positive direction for quite a while. I mean, this is the 4-hour price chart. So it's not exactly a short-term time frame, and share prices would really need to collapse hard in order to break through this area. I mean, we would need to see the stock move back into oversold territory, because this is currently where that trend line is resting. So from the indicator perspective, this is a positive development. We have broken through. This is a positive development. We have broken through this, this downtrend momentum reading here. And then in addition to that, this same movement here created, a fairly stable uptrend in share price momentum. So this will be something to watch here for quite a while. We would probably need to see share prices break back through this 211 area in order to sort of invalidate that upside momentum reading in the relative strength index. So a lot of movement would need to take place to the downside. I mean, we're talking about like more than $50 most likely. So, if we sort of pull back here, we do need to take some sort of assessment about where share prices are most likely to be headed next. So if we just sort of take this viewpoint under consideration here, we can see that, this prior trend line, which really extends back into this $300 level. Let's get an arrow here. So, the last time the stock was trading around $300 per share, we did see a failure there, and then we did see a very clear downtrend that started to develop. Ultimately, this resulted in price lows at 138.80, and then from there, this is where we saw that bounce into 271. So with this recent movement higher, we can delete this 265 resistance because that has now been broken, which also means that this downtrend line here has been broken. I should have pointed that out as well. So here we can see from 271 to 265, that was sort of creating a condition where we were seeing lower highs, and a downtrend is starting to emerge here. But this new forceful spike in the upward direction does show that this trend has now been invalidated. So that's also a positive signal. But if we sort of move out here, we can see that the main resistance level here has now been, the short-term resistance level has now been broken, and that this next price high at 271 is absolutely the next near-term target. So from there, we have a little bit more resistance that can be found roughly here. And this area would come in at right around 278.80. So this does give us a little bit more resistance to watch in advance of that $300 level. So, we could see a break. It looks like at least a test of 271 is imminent. Could we see share prices sort of collapse from there? I think that what would be required in order for that to happen would be a very negative earnings season. We do have a lot of Mag 7 companies that are going to be reporting earnings. I just released videos on Apple and Amazon. I do suggest that people take a look at those stocks as well, because we're heading into a very important time here. We're heading, it's right into the end of the year, and we're going to be getting earnings from most of the Mag 7 companies, not all of them. NVIDIA is a bit later. But we will be getting a lot of earnings information here very soon. And this really will set the tone for what is most likely to happen in the market, for the remainder of the year. And I do suggest that people take a look at those other videos. Because we're going to need to assess, and understand where those stocks are headed, because that's probably where the broader market is going to be headed as well. So, as I said, the next near-term high here comes in at 271. We do see a little bit of resistance here at 278 as well. If we did see a failure at 271 for whatever reason, possibly some bad earnings numbers start to come out, maybe the market as a whole starts to decline. If we did see a failure here at 271, that would be a negative event, because that would then create a double top resistance zone right in that area. So, this hasn't happened yet. I'm not even saying that it will happen, but if it did happen, that would be a very significant technical event. And it would sort of place a barrier in front of that $300 level. But from there, it's 278, and then it would be a test of $300. And I think that a lot of this is going to depend on the other stocks right now. I don't really think that it's up to Tesla or up to Elon Musk to run the show at this point. I think that it's going to come down to the other Mag 7 stocks, because that will be setting the tone for the technology space and the broader market. So here's the current market update for Tesla Incorporated, stock ticker TSLA. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.